Kelvin, let's get the show started talking about the NBA All-Star Game, and Rob G's going to set up. There was an interesting tweet, and it had Steph Curry and LeBron James in it, and it was talking about the difference between the two players when it comes to the NBA All-Star Game.
That's right. This tweet, we'll give him credit. TJ Ross, whoever he is, shout out to you for giving us this
I buy clothes from his place.
Friend of the show, TJ Ross.
That's a combo for you. TJ Maxx and Ross.
That's right. We met in the middle. But he put out this tweet that got some traction earlier today discussing All-Star Weekend. And you mentioned is a photo of LeBron and Steph going head-to-head. And what he's basically saying is the dunk contest is dead. Well, the three-point contest is thriving. It's the only thing people care about with All-Star Weekend these days. And the reason being is that LeBron James killed the dunk contest by not participating, while Steph Curry made the three-point contest the hottest thing since sliced bread because he's done it several times and he's made it appointment television. Rob Parker, your thoughts?
Yeah, you know what? I get that tweet. I do, okay, because it is true. And Steph with the threes and being involved and whatnot, and LeBron never doing it. All the great players had done it, at least one time. And so I do get where that tweet's coming from, but I'm going to disagree when you talk about, impact on the game. Because, Kelvin, I'm dead serious when I say this. I think Steph Curry has done more harm to the NBA than anyone. And I say it not that he did it on purpose or set out to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think
he didn't do it intentionally.
Intentionally. It's unintentional. But I could look at two things. We could talk about, the All-Star Game, and we could talk about NBA basketball in general. And in both cases, Steph Curry is the reason why we aren't happy. We aren't happy that the NBA All-Star Game is 200 to 200 because nobody does anything but take threes. Mm-hmm. Right? All threes, 200 to 200. I saw a stat somewhere the other day. Rob G, you never saw that, found it, right? Last year, Kelvin, I don't know if you showed it to me. Only 3 fouls were called in the All-Star Game last year.
Yeah, I showed you that. Yeah.
Didn't you show that to me?
Yeah, I showed you that. It was 80-something and 70 fouls in 1985 or something. And it was all the way down to 3.
I mean, why are officials even there? Save money on officials. And the NBA, we know this game turned into a three-point fest. And that's the reason we aren't watching the same way. I don't care what anybody says. Because Steph was able to make those threes, those logo threes, all that got a lot of people excited. And then all the analytics geeks thought, well, everybody should shoot threes. Threes are better than twos. If we make more threes and you're making twos, we're going to beat you, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody can't make threes. And here's the worst effect by the Steph Curry being such a tremendous three-point shooter. Is that look how many bad games there are now, Kelvin, with the blowouts. If you're off on the threes, it's a 40-point blowout, right? We saw this year the Warriors lose by 40 points in San Francisco. Every night, there are a handful of games that are so lopsided, and all you got to do is go look at the stat box, right, box score, and look at the threes made and the threes missed. And usually 99% of the time, it's somebody having a bad night from three. So that's why I say Steph has done more harm to the NBA with the three ball than LeBron has done by not participating.
So I've never wanted to give somebody a compliment followed by telling them the reason for the demise of something. And that's exactly what you were trying to say there, what you were saying. And the reason why a lot of people have to say this about Steph. It is the ultimate compliment to him that people have become copycats of him. But I will say, I think he was the cherry on top, Rob, of something that was already brewing. And I'm going to go analytics. So I think he was that final straw. His greatness, his ability to do something we'd never seen, his innovative way of shooting threes and shooting it from places that you would be on the bench if you shot before. But I think this was a slow tick up to getting to him to finally be the straw that broke the camel's back. Let me walk you to why I think this. If you look at Mike D'Antoni, he started to run this, hey, get a shot up before 20 seconds in the shot clock. Go, 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 go with the Phoenix Suns in the 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-ish era of Steve Nash. Go, 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 go. Take a three, take a shot, fast break. And he started the European way of doing things. Faster, you get more possessions, you start to have an ability to score more cracks at this thing. At the end of the day, it's the team that has more points on the scoreboard that wins. And it worked for the Suns in that they won a bunch of games. Steve Nash won a bunch of MVPs. They didn't ultimately win the ring, but it worked. He was successful, coach of the year, and it was a thing for a while. Even worked when he was with the Rockets and James Harden. Go, 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 shoot threes. Go, fast pace, fast pace. So I think we started to see this thing start to grow, and get faster and faster as far as the idea of taking threes, the idea of taking shots that normally you wouldn't want to do. So much so that it started to change the way the San Antonio Spurs, they were the most grinded out, beat you 82-78 team. Then they started moving the ball. They started shooting threes. They started to use a more European, more faster style of offense. Then comes this babyface assassin who did it better. He did it slicker. He did it fresher. He did it with style.
Just never made any big shots when it mattered. But
he was chewing on the mouthpiece. He started shooting threes and looking back, walking back before they went in. And by the way, his team started winning. And they started winning. And then he won MVPs. And then they won finals, NBA finals. So I think it was a slow build. I think everybody says Steph Curry, but I think we ignore the slow build that led to him, because now you had the perfect marriage for this. Because you had the numbers, the analytics. Analytics say a three is better than two. Analytics say why take a mid-range two when you could. And then you had the actual personified version of it in Steph Curry. And then he started to be successful, and everyone else became copycats, because what do we know in sports? They're copycat leagues. And the bad part, where I would say it's not his fault, but the thing started to become ruined, is that, Rob, it goes down to the younger level. So a lot of the guys you're seeing doing these things now is because they were in high school watching him. And I coached my daughter's 5- and 6-year-old team a couple years back. And these kids are coming barely past half court, ball big as them, Rob, chucking up half quarters. Chucking up threes, not trying to cross over like the and one area, work on their handles, not trying to hit the mid-range like Kobe or Jordan or Larry Bird. They're chucking up threes at 6 years old, barely can even do it.
How many games have you coached where the game ended scoreless? Any?
No,
just kidding.
Of course not. What are you talking about? Because of me coaching?
No, I'm just.
Oh boy, I was about to matrix through this Zoom.
Right.
Don't play with me. But my point is, Steph did it so good, so well, and they won. That's the key part. If he was just doing it looking like Jordan Poole, then people, he's just doing stuff. It doesn't amount to winning. He actually won. Klay Thompson actually won with shooting the three. And now any and everybody and their mama think they can do it, and that's the bad part, because it trickles down to the NBA, down to college, and down to high school, and down to the young folks, and that's where it's hurting the game. So it's a compliment to him that he was so great at something that it made everyone else think they could when they really shouldn't.